All right, ladies and gentlemen, for math today, we are going to get brave, okay? So we are going to be working in some small groups through your math textbook page, all right? If we do well on this, I'm going to take it as your quiz and we are going to move on. If it shows that we're struggling on this, that's okay. I'm going to know that I need to teach you more of this next week, okay? So if you are ready to be done with place value, you are going to show me that you're rock stars, and then we'll be able to move on. If you are struggling, no problem. We've got next week to learn as well, okay? But I do want you to make sure that you are helping each other today. So you're going to be in breakout rooms, and your job is to make sure that everybody in your room can agree on the correct answer. If you can't agree, there needs to be a discussion that happens so that you can figure out what the correct answer is, okay? Now, you guys in your breakout rooms will have the ability to share your screen. So let's say that Miss Vianney and I are partners, okay? Vianney thinks the answer is 200 plus 3. I think the answer is 200 plus 4, right? I'm just making that up. So Miss Vianney can say, no, Miss Sousa, look. And then Miss Vianney can share her screen, just like I have with you guys. And she can say, look at my math work. Look right here, Miss Sousa. This is not right. So you got to do it this way. And she can show me. And if I disagree, then I can show her my screen. I could say, no, Vianney, look what I did. Then hopefully from there, both of us will be able to say, oh, and we'll be able to see where the mistake was, okay? So you're going to be able to share your screen today, and I want you to use that tool to help you in your small group rooms, all right? Okay, so let me show you where you are going to go. I will share my screen with you. On Seesaw, as always, you will have an activity. And that activity is going to be released in 5 minutes for you, so you can't click on it yet, haha. But it says, your target, this is what you are working on. Represent numbers to 10,000 by using words, so that's word form, models, that's picture form, standard form, that's how numbers regularly appear most often, and expanded form, where we stretch out the value of each place, okay? You are also working on analyzing if a model is correct when you look at your friend's work and your partner's work and you decide if what they've created is correct. So you're kind of getting a little bit of practice with that level 4 skill as well, okay? So this is your goal. Your directions say, you know, do what you normally do, click on add response. You can use the pencil tool or the label tool. A lot of you have preferred the label tool because you find it difficult to write on your screen, and that's fine, either way, okay? Work with your breakout room to complete the work. In your breakout room, you will determine what role you will have for your group. All members will be participants. So that means that each member will have one other role. Everybody participates in the math discussion and shares their thoughts. So sitting there silently is not a choice, okay? You have to participate and you have to contribute your thoughts, all right? Hi, Miss Wiles. I can make you a co-host too. All right, here we go. The roles. So here's the jobs that you can have. You might be the reader. If you are the reader, you are going to read the questions to your group. If you are the manager, you are going to remind everyone to participate and make sure that everyone is involved. So let's say that I'm the manager and Miss Bram is in my group. And Miss Bram is sitting and being super quiet. She hasn't said anything and we're already on question 3. I, as the manager, am going to look at Miss Bram and I'm going to say, Miss Bram, what do you think about number 3? And we're going to make sure that she has time to talk. Okay, so manager, make sure that everybody is talking. The speaker, this person is going to call the teacher into the breakout room when help is needed. I will only talk to the speaker, okay? So if you are the group speaker, you will ask me the question for your group. So you have to make sure that you understand what your group's question is. The verifier will make sure that everyone has an answer recorded before moving on. So if I'm the verifier and Miss Wiles and Miss Bram are in my group, I'm going to look at my paper. Yep, I have an answer. Then I'm going to look at Miss Bram and I'm going to say, Miss Bram, do you have work on your seesaw? And she will say yes or no. Then I will do the same thing to Miss Wiles. I say, Miss Wiles, do you have work on your paper? Okay, so we're going to check to make sure that everybody has work on their page. That's what the verifier will do. So there are 4 jobs. You will get to decide which job you would like to have. Okay, that's what you're going to do the first task. When everyone has a job, then you will start working. Okay, so here's how this looks. What I've done is I've taken the textbook and I've put it onto these pages for you. Now I think there's some confusion because on your reading quiz, y'all forgot about the second page. So look over here on the right. There are 4 pages of work. It's really only 2 pages, but I had to make the work larger so that you had space to write, okay? So when you get done right here, you are not done. You have to finish page 2, page 3, and page 4. Make sure if you are the manager or the verifier, make sure that we remember to do all 4 of those pages, okay? So up here, you'll record the name of each team member next to their role. So we have talked and I have decided with my group that Miss Sousa is going to be the reader. So we're going to put, everybody's going to put Miss Sousa's name right there if you were in my group, okay? We've decided that Miss Bram is going to be our manager. So she's going to make sure everybody participates. So everybody in Mrs. Bram's group would put Mrs. Bram right here, okay? Because that's going to be her job. We have decided that Mrs. Wiles is going to be the speaker. So when there's a question, Miss Wiles is going to be the one to talk to the teacher who comes in. So she's going to be the speaker. Now we have a problem. We only have 3 people in our group, so we're going to have to find somebody to do a second job. And Miss Bram was super nice, and Mrs. Bram said that she would do 2 jobs because she's a rock star. So Mrs. Bram would also be our verifier. So she's going to make sure everyone has work. That's our first task. Then we're going to read through the example. Notice there's no work to do on the example. So the reader for your group will read this box to you. Then you'll move on to page 2. Now discuss and record the information missing from this chart. So we have a chart here that shows us a picture form. The standard form is missing. The expanded form is missing, and the word form is missing. Now, you might want to use 2 different tools, and that's okay. So like for standard form, I feel pretty comfortable fitting in a number here in standard form. I'm giving you guys an answer. Lucky you. Remember, I like to count the corners. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 3,500, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. And then 5, 8. There's my standard form. But for word form, there's no way I can write that well inside of this box. So I'm going to go ahead and type it here. 3,568. Now look how large this thing is. This thing is huge. That is not going to fit inside of this box. So what I'm going to do is make it smaller. Look. It saves my work, and now I can make it fit inside of that box. So I'm not going to turn in work that looks like this and is just crazy to see, right? I'm going to make sure my work stays nice and neat by making sure it fits in the assigned spot for that answer, okay? So my group will fill this out entirely. Our verifier will make sure everybody has an answer, and then we'll move on. Now, discuss and record the answers to each of these questions. You have 3 questions here, number 4, number 5, number 6. You'll complete that work. The verifier has made sure, Mrs. Bram has made sure that everybody has an answer. So my group is ready to move on to page 4 now, 7, 8, and 9. Okay, so you only have 9 questions to complete, but this is going to take some time because you're going to have some discussion. Okay, so again, first thing, decide who is going to have what job. All right, so you'll decide jobs. Then you will begin working as a group, okay? Now, you guys will notice that you're not looking at Zoom right now. You're looking at your screen, but you all can still hear me. That's because I have Zoom going on in the background. So I have toggled out of Zoom. See, here's Zoom, and I went to my Seesaw. If my controls would go away, I would. I went to Seesaw. That's how that's going to work. Okay, so you'll have Seesaw up, and it'll be just like a phone call. You won't see each other, but you can hear each other. Now, if you do need to see each other, just go right back into that Zoom. When you go back into that Zoom, you can share your screen to each other, and then you'll be able to talk and see each other's work, okay? I want to hear 3 things that went well, so 3 things that we did a good job of, and I want us to have 2 things that we need to do better next time, okay? So let's start with the things that we did well. If you have something that your group did well, you did a good job at something, I want you to show me that hand emoji. What did your group do good? What went well? Miss Camille.
I wasn't there because this thing kept logging me off.
Okay, Camille, I asked for things that went well. All right, please listen. All right, Aiden G, what went well?
In my team, we shared screens so we knew what each other were doing.
Perfect.
And sometimes we had to wait for each other.
Yeah, that lag is a little slow, but nice. So you used your tools to share your work to see screens. Perfect. Awesome. So that's one thing. I want 2 more things that went well. Miss Sophia, what's something that went well?
They were listening and they were respecting.
Awesome. Being respectful. It is much easier to work together as a group when we're respectful to one another. So I'm glad you felt heard and listened to. Excellent. One more. Looking for those hand emojis. Terrence, you have it. What went well? What was something that your group did well?
We chose groups that got jobs good.
Nice. So you got jobs quick. Remember, those jobs should be done in seconds because that's not your math task. So good. I'm glad you guys follow your job and get it done quickly. Awesome. All righty. Now I am looking for 2 things that we can do better next time. So think about something with your group. What's something that your group could do better? What's something that your group could do better next time? Or maybe something you could do better? Josiah, what's something your group could do better? Okay, yeah, so writing faster, and that's, there we go. All right, so writing faster, that's definitely going to happen the more we use these tools. So we're still at the very beginning of the year, and we're still trying to learn how to use these tools. So we will get faster at them as we move on. Very good. All right, let's hear from someone else that we haven't heard from today. What's something else that your group can do to improve? How could your group improve? Someone I haven't heard from. What's one way your group could get better? Do 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 do. Come on, kiddos. Think of one way we could be better. What's something that we could do better? All right, I'm going to a random call. I'm going to randomly click on you to go. Thank you, Mr. Aiden Leachman. All right, Aiden Leachman, what's one thing we can do better?
We was taking turns.
Oh, so that's what you were doing well? You were taking turns?
Yes.
Okay, so I went to a couple groups that were struggling with taking turns. So maybe that's one way we can get better, is that understanding when it's our turn on Zoom. And that's a hard thing to understand because there's a lag, and then our cameras don't work, and then we overtalk someone and we didn't mean to. So it takes some practice, but that's one way that definitely we can get better. All right, fantastic, thank you. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so Obviously, that was not enough time because I didn't get anybody that turned in their work. So that's okay. So we're going to do what I said we would do. This afternoon, you are going to be able to finish this assignment, okay? So during that afternoon 12:40 time, I will be on Zoom if you need help, okay? It's not a Zoom class. I'm just going to be logged in case you have questions, okay? So if you are working and there's something that you're stuck on or something that you don't understand, you can hop on Zoom and I will let you into the room and we can figure that out together, okay? So understand this too, that just like if you were in a physical classroom and you were waiting for your teacher to come to you, if I have a lot of people that need help, that wait time might be kind of long. So don't just sit there and do nothing. Skip that problem and work on one that you do know how to do while you wait, okay? So this afternoon at 12:40, you are finishing this assignment. If you need help, you can get on Zoom and I will help you. If you do not need help, you are working independently at 12:40 on math, okay? This is going to be one of the assignments that I will send out to your adult to let them know if it's missing. So if you choose not to finish this afternoon, your adult is going to get a message that it's a missing assignment from you. So at 12:40, you are independently working on this textbook. And if you need help, I will be on Zoom, okay? We will all get back on Zoom at our regular 2:20 time for announcements and dismissal, okay? So everybody's on Zoom at 2:20. You're on Zoom if you need help at 12:40.